Hello, we have Ali
Hello,
Asgari. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. And this is very exciting for me. I've got you all the way from Iran today. So
Thank you very much.
yeah,
Same for me.
thank you for joining us. Your
Thank you.
incredible short film Witness is in the TweetFest program this year, screening next week. Uh, just this short film just blew me away. It's so well done. It's magical, but it's also just, I can't, without giving anything away, it's just gut wrenching. Like the whole time you're watching it, you're just on the edge, going, "Oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?" How did Witness come to be?
uh, Thank you for your comments, first of all. And the fact is that if whenever I want to make films, I just try to think a little bit about myself and around me, my friends, and
Yeah.
to see if there is any moment that I can make it as a fiction film. And that's why I face a lot of stories. I hear a lot of stories, and many of them are not. They're interesting to hear, but many of them are not interesting to be a film.
Yes.
And I also look a lot at the pictures and the photos taken in Instagram or Facebook or other website. That's why they inspire me a lot. So basically, I am always inspired by something that I see or something I've heard. And as for this film, it was many years ago when my uh, aunt told me that she was in hospital and she wanted to help someone, and she just fell down of the escalator, and it remained in my mind because I believe that whenever there is an idea or something that it stays in your mind, it means that that's very close to you, and that's something that you have to talk about. Then it passed like 7 8 years later. Then it was this winter that my producer asked me if I have something to make, and then I told him I have this idea, and I don't know if it is interesting also for you or just it's not interesting. And then he said, "Yes, it's very interesting. Then let's start writing." Then that idea for my aunt was not enough for this story. Then I just added some other elements in the
Yeah.
to make it more dramatic, and putting this conflict between mother and then
Yes.
the daughter. And this it was the basic of the idea, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the mother and daughter combo, they're exquisite to watch on screen. Did you interview them? I mean, you've got an extensive list of films you've already made. So did you already know them? Had you worked with them before? Or how'd you get?
uh yeah, the daughter is my niece, the daughter of my niece,
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yes. And but the main actress is one of my friend, in fact. And I had another actress first in my mind, and I talked with her. It was during the COVID period, and she was really afraid that the other actress to come. And
Oh, I see, of
in
course.
a way, we had also makeup test for that actress, and we talked a little about the story, and she was really interested to come. Then she told me, just wait for 1 more month, maybe there will be something for this COVID. And I said, no, nobody knows about this, and if we wait, maybe we have to wait until the vaccine is discovered. Then she said, no, let's wait 1 more month. Then I'm a little maybe there will be some remedy for that. Then I just said, if you're afraid, I'm sorry, we cannot do it.
Yeah.
Then I talked with this friend that she was the second actress in my mind, and she was really interested. And she said, I'm also afraid, but I think we can manage it in a way to not having any problem. Then she came because we had just 2 days before shooting, and the other actress just said no. Didn't said no. She said, I'm afraid, and
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
And I just said, okay, so let's work in another project. Then I talked with this actress, and she was really, she's a friend of mine, and she was really mm, very like motivated to be in the film. Then in 2 days, we just talked a little, and then about the script without any
Yeah.
just rehearsal. We just normally I don't do rehearsals with the actors in a like classical way,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then we started. Yeah.
Wow. So this is actually a COVID. It's been made in a COVID period, but
Yeah.
okay. So that, you know, so there's some busy scenes there in there. That must have been a challenge to film, and also, Ali, this looks like a really high budget film. You know,
Yeah.
it's it's incredible. So. Was it quite expensive to make? And then how did you get around the fact that you've got a lot of people in a couple of those scenes?
Yeah.
In are they actors in the background, or are they just people just going about doing their own thing?
In fact, while we were shooting in the shopping mall, they closed the shopping mall because of the COVID. It was during the time that they closed the shopping malls here. And then I just asked from casting company to give us some actresses or actors to be in the crowded scenes.
Gotcha.
Then we had around 20 like extras on the set, and we just managed to put them in the different places. And then sometimes they are on the scene, and then they just go around and come with another like shirt or
Gotcha.
something.
And then they're
It
a different
happens a
person.
lot,
Okay.
yeah, in the film. And as about the budget, no, in fact it's not expensive. It looks expensive, but it's not, because the film, as I told you, my producer Francois and Laura, they just didn't apply for any kind of fund, because when we talk about the project, after like 1 month, we just shot the film.
Right.
So if you wanted to wait for the normal budgeting, it was like 2 years or 1.5 years. So
Yeah.
they said, we don't need to do it. And we tried to avoid a lot of expenses in the film. We tried to be as work with as professional as possible with the professional people, but we had a little not that big crew. And also I paid a little less to many people
Okay.
than normal. And that's why, no, the project basically is not that expensive. It's quite, I can say, low budget film for.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
that's incredible. I mean, if you come to London with the resources we've got over here, you'll be making some fancy films.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I know. Yeah.
now, speaking a little bit more broadly about your career, so you spent some time in Italy as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I've studied in Italy.
Is that where you studied filmmaking?
Yeah, I studied in the university. In fact, it was my field of study was cinema in general, but it was not a practical. It was more about theory of the anything about cinema. It was more theoretical studying. It wasn't film school or
Right.
thing.
Yeah. And what I've seen from when I'm looking at your previous films, you tend to write and direct together.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
so is that your thing? Do you think you'll do any films that you're just going to direct? Like, have you ever been approached just to direct, or do you just prefer to make something that is your idea?
So far, it never happened for me to write. I write for other people, but I don't direct other people's script. I wrote around 5, 6 short films for other people,
Wow.
and but for myself, it didn't happen so far. And no, I'm not that restricted in this. If I find something interesting and uh, that I think I cannot write better than that, I will do it. But so far, whatever the people suggested me, they were not good. And at the same time, for short films, I have many ideas to make, and I think
Yeah.
it's not like fair to work for other scripts. But for the feature film, maybe I think it's possible that I work for another scripts. Yeah.
Yes. And like, given that you have done so many amazing short films, and you've got another one actually, don't you, at the moment, that's doing the festival circuit exactly the same time, at Witness.
Yes, it's
Yes.
pilgrims. Yeah.
Pilgrims, and that's so we obviously don't, we're not screening that in our film festival, but that's doing really well as well. So it's pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, that one is a Turkish production. It's been made. It's the same like this. I had a friend in Turkey, and he said, do you like to make any film in Turkey?" I said yes, and he said, "Okay, come here in next week," and then we start. Then I had a very simple and very like personal idea, and that I wanted to make it for like 15 years. Always when I, because it was very simple. I was afraid that the producers may doesn't accept it to make such a very very personal thing. And when I told to this friend, Turkish guy, that you know, we are going to make this, do are you agree with that? And he said, "I don't care, whatever you want, you can just come here and we have some." I was not paid, of course, for that film, but he just prepared everything for me for shooting,
Yeah.
and he was very nice to me and just said whatever you want. And I said this is the very good moment to make this film, because this film doesn't need to be shot in Iran exactly, or in a specific location.
Right.
It can be made anywhere. So we just went there, and I co-directed it with my co-writer, Farnush, which normally we work together. And for that film, yes, it was. It's not as successful as Witness, but it's normal because when you have two films in the festival circus, and normally the festival programmers pick one of them,
Yeah.
and I believe that Witness is more attractive for the audience than that film, that very
Okay.
personal film.
Yeah.
So, but that film is also traveling very well in the festival. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I look forward to seeing that one as well because that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've been busy. So Iran, we do get a lot of submissions each year for our film festival from Iran, and there's not they're not allowed to. There's lots of restrictions, isn't there, with filming and with trying to get into film festivals. So can you talk us through some of that for the people that don't really understand? I think it feels to me like making a film over there is actually quite challenging. The fact that anyone
No,
gets great films made
no.
is, you know,
No, in fact, here making film is much more easy than making film in Europe,
oh, do you think?
because yes, because here the it's very cheap to make film, and there are a lot of people interested to make film. That's why we produce around like 2,100, 1,500, and between 1,500 to 2,000 film, short films in a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, and but the fact is that the no, the only restriction is there's some like censorship problem that the government just have some rules for making films, and you cannot like make whatever you want. But from the like hardwares, there it's very easy to make film here, because as I told you, it's cheap, and at the same time, there are many people that are interested to finance like their per- personal money in the film. So
Oh, I see. So you can
yeah,
actually get the film made and it's cheaper, but
yes,
it's just the
but the
censorship issues around making.
yeah, but the problem is that because of the this problem with the like sanction that it's
Yes.
imposed to
Yeah.
Iran, and it's difficult to pay submission fees to the festival because there is nothing, there is no like it's not possible to have any transfer from bank from Iran to European country or any other country outside of Iran. That's why nobody can pay the fees. That's why you receive a lot of
Yeah.
yeah, requests to that we cannot pay anything,
Yeah.
so you have to give
Yes.
the submission
Which we
waivers.
actually which we always do because I don't want to stop filmmakers from being able to be
Yeah,
competing in a film festival if they value our film festival. Like, you know, that's just a no-brainer. Of course, we would always give them a code, but it's interesting. I didn't know why it was like that.
yeah,
But that must make it challenging if you want to go for the really big ones. So Sundance, Palm Springs, South by Southwest,
yeah. It
Toronto. You can't
yeah.
pay.
That's why I said we produce a lot of films here, so some of them at least can get to the big festivals,
Yeah.
and the other problem is in fact to for the filmmakers now to pay submission fee to the festival is that the currency differences between dollar to Iranian money is raising every day now.
Oh, wow.
And if you can, for instance, imagine for, I guess, 8 years ago, $1 costs 1,000 here,
Hmm.
and now $1 costs 25,000. So you can see how much it changes. And for someone that wants to, even $10 is now here a lot to pay as a
Wow.
submission fee. So you can imagine there are some festivals that have $50 or $45, $60. So it's in a way impossible here to pay this kind of. That's why a lot of people try to uh, send to the festivals emails that we cannot pay, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. I a lot of festival programmers that are my friend. They tell me that how we receive every day a lot of requests from you. What's the problem? And then I say, okay, this is the problem, but if you can help them, it would be nice.
Yeah.
And but I
Wow.
heard from your festival, I think there was some. I read a news here that for your festival there were some 8 films in your festival already
This
accepted.
year that are around films.
Iranian films, yeah.
Yeah, we have quite a few this year because they're incredible. They've
Yes,
been amazing.
something. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that there were some, yeah,
Oh, that's
festival.
amazing. You're in the news over there.
Yeah, I
Because
will send it to you.
I'd love to see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just incredible. And there was a couple of years ago actually that a film came from over there, and it won our international film section. It was the most incredible film. I just couldn't believe it. And I was like, if I had not have allowed, like our festival hadn't allowed for the free entries, we would never have seen that film. So you realize that you never
What
want.
was the name of the film? Do you remember?
That one was called We Are Volleyball.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to show you to you. It's wonderful
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. They're very different to your film, but equally brilliant. So what's next, Ali? What have you got coming up? Sounds
In
like you're
fact,
working a lot.
no, I'm writing 2 scripts for 2 short films for other people, and now I'm also preparing for my second feature film. That if everything goes well, I will shoot in maybe February, and but it depends very much on the budget now. That because there are a lot of people that just refused because of this COVID time,
Yes.
and also we have to see how much this health problem changes,
Yeah.
because if it's very terrible and we cannot shoot the film, maybe I
Yes.
will postpone it. But we are trying to shoot it in February. Yeah.
Oh, well, good luck. That's exciting. Is it also one that you've written?
Sorry.
Is it one that you've written as well?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, I look forward to hearing more. Even though we don't take
Thank
pictures,
you.
you'll still have to keep us posted.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
this has been amazing to talk to you. Thank you. And
Thank you very
we're
much.
going to play the trailer for everybody so they can see. Witness is screening next week in the Reckonings category on the 25th of November. So people can catch it for 24 hours next week. We're so thrilled to have you in our festival and
Thank
your
you very
team.
much.
So thank you very much for being a part of TweetFest
Thank
this
you
year.
for selecting the film, and thank you for the interview.
Thank you. And thank you for your time, Ellie. Great to
Thank
meet
you. Take care.
you.